Hi everyone and welcome back. Welcome to my another video on this playlist, and in this video we are going to talk about the MVC application. So in the previous video we just talked about initial introduction. Now we will change this into the implementation. We will show it in the implementation how we can have a controller service and how we can create a routes. Okay. So I was already writing some code snippet here. I will just show that and then we'll continue further. So here I have a routes like I have HTTP get, put, post, delete. Here you can say users route, HTTP get to get all the users, get user by email, here create user, here remove user by email ID because I'm passing the route parameter, and here updating user. Okay, so all these calls are going to this controller. This controller I have created, that is available here. So in this controller we can see all the methods: create user, get user by email ID, remove user by email ID. So what we are doing is we are calling the service method here like create user. And what create user is doing, so currently we are having just a local store of array. So whenever you call the create user, we are actually doing a push onto this array and we are returning the current logged in user. Get user by email ID, we have the user object, so might be you are creating new set of users. After that we are just doing a filter on that user, saying okay, give me that particular array only where email equal to the passed email in the request parameter. So if we just look at this in our controllers, how we are getting this email IDs and all. We are getting email IDs from the request parameters. These are the route parameters. If anything which we are passing in the body, that we can get from request.body like this. So here this is HTTP post, right? This is HTTP post request. So we are passing something in the request body. We are passing down to service for create user and it is being pushed. Get user is you're not passing anything in the request payload. It's HTTP get. HTTP get is simple. You can hit this from the card. Request and service.get users, which is just doing nothing but returning the array of users we have and sending it back to client using response.status 200, and in the JSON we are sending that data. Get user by email ID, another example where we are getting the request parameter, so we have to extract the email from the request parameter and then we have to call this method. This method is just doing a filtering. Okay, just give me that particular email which I am specified and response.status. Okay, and here remove user by email ID. If you are just creating and then you also wanted to remove something, then you can do it. So what we will do is let's create some dummy data. You can also create this data using post call. Okay, and we can start the server. So if we hit this, now we are able to get the set of users, right? Now if I hit based on email, so this is route parameter I'm returning, right? I can get this particular user only, right? So this is a get request. So I'm trying to hit this particular request at this moment. Similarly, you can also delete. Delete is something like you just change it to in the card. I'm not sure if I'm being correct. Okay, no specified views extension provided. So it is looking for router.delete and user email ID. We can try to hit from the postman. So it is complaining because we are not using handlebars for now, so it should not complain about the templating engines and all, because we are purely using these APIs for the express REST APIs. Okay, yeah, I know why it is complaining, because in some error we are rendering it. Yes, Response.render will actually look for the templating engine's setup or templating engine views directory, and we are not giving it. So that's why we can restart the server, or you can just use node-mon to start the server, which is in the package.json. So what you need to do, you need to npm install. Just install nodemon, and you can just do npm run start. So nodemon will actually a watcher, so whenever the files are getting changed, it will actually restart your code node process. Okay, so now our process should be started. Now we can get the particular error which we are getting. So here in this delete method, router.delete request.response controller.remove user by email id. Here what we are saying that we are removing the user by email and we are returning this data. Okay, let me just try get. This is working, so we can also try to get all the users. Yeah, so that is fine. Now you can actually get, create, and update. So we can try these three methods from the Postman, how it is working. Okay, so in the next video we'll try to extend it, and now the time comes that we can also introduce MongoDB, and we can use a MongoDB entity only to save this data and expose it to the REST API clients.